In this episode, we are going to give you guys the budget laptops under 30k for gaming. So without wasting any more time, here is the video. So number 1 right here is the Lenovo G41-35. So you have an old CPU for this laptop that has the Asus X550Z-7310. However, for 14790, this is actually one of the basic ones that you can play games on a decent settings without any kind of hesitation to bump it up to the highest settings, because like we said, this is a low-end CPU. Next one here is the Lenovo 110. This is a 15-inch laptop that has the 7th generation A9 processor from AMD. This one has 8 gigs of RAM and a 1TB hard drive with an R5 GPU, making your way to the price of $22,950, where the original price point is around $29,950. This is really great for a budget gaming laptop with some decent settings all around. Now we go on to the next one. This is one of the stops that you can say that Dota 2 choice. This is the Acer Aspire E5-551G, and this is the sweet spot for a lot of gamers, especially here in the Philippines, because of its infamous price range that has the 940mx chip. You have the 6100 6th gen processor, 14-inch HD display with a 1TB hard drive, 4 gigs of RAM at around $23,300. This one has the 940mx, like I said, where you can actually play gaming on the go, and especially Dota 2, everyone. Now we go on to the next one. This is the HP 14 AM046TX. This laptop is actually really basic, but it handles some of the games on a decent settings. You have a Core i3-6006U that has 2 GHz with 4 gigs of RAM and a 500GB hard drive, all in which the GPU of this one is the R5 N430 GPU with 2 gigs of DDR3 memory that gives you the potential of gaming on a budget. Now we go on to the next one. If we have some discrete GPUs, we have integrated GPUs. This is the Dell Inspiron 5567 with the 7th generation Core i3 processor, which is the 7100U. This is a 15.6-inch laptop with a 4 gigs of RAM and a 1TB hard drive at around $26,990, and yes, like I said, integrated graphics Intel HD. This one can actually play games on a decent settings, but don't expect too high when playing modern titles, because this one is still an integrated GPU from Intel. Now we go on to the next one. This is a bigger brother to the 475G, where this is the 575G, the E5 series from Acer that has the same GPU but different CPU. What we have here is the i3-7100U with 15.6-inch HD display, all in which this is really the best buy to have at around $28,500. Now we go on to the next one, which is under the AMD category. We have the Acer Aspire E5-551G-F57K. This laptop has the AMD FX 7500 with 10 cores, 4 gigs of RAM, a 1TB hard drive with 2 gigs of Radeon R7 265 that is priced at around $29,988. This is a really great laptop for the budget if you are going to have dual graphics option, but like I said, this is still a budget gaming laptop under 30k. So if you want to bump up a little bit more, you can go check out this video right here where I mentioned the top 10 gaming laptops under 50k. So now we go on to the next one. The X550ZE is still the same looking laptop with the same specs, the A8 7200P processor with an AMD Radeon R5 N230 GPU with 4 gigs of DDR3 memory, 500GB hard drive, and it is priced at around $29,990. So this is what I can say, an old laptop, but I could still say that this is still usable. But we go on to the next one, which is the Vivobook Max X541UV. This one has the 920mx chip with a Core i5-6198TU processor that is actually a little bit weird, but it is the same processor as the Intel Core i5-6200U. This one has 4GB of memory and a 500GB hard drive that is priced at around $29,988. This is a really great looking laptop if you are going to buy this one for the cheapest possible, and also for gaming as well. And last but not least, we go to the last one, Intel HD again. This is the Acer Aspire ES1-572-58TD. This is not a gaming laptop, but this one has the Core i5-7200U, 4 gigs of RAM and a 1TB hard drive, and all in which this one has an Intel HD GPU that is really great for basic gaming and basic tasks for around $29,999. So those are the top 10 laptops under 30k. under the gaming category, but you guys already mentioned that this is still an Intel HD GPU. There are some Intel HD GPU, but if you want to see more of this episode, go and leave that thumbs up button, because the next one right here will be the top 11 laptops under 100,000 pesos. That is the category of video editing and also 3D modeling. So this is Norms, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode.